Hello, I'm Betsy Crocker. Thank you for joining me today as we do some simple stretching to help stretch our fascia and work some trigger points. I have some tools here that are going to assist me. You could use something like a golf ball, a tennis ball, or one of the ball rollers, or even a foam roller. My foam roller kind of has some spikes on it so it can really get deep into the tissue. So first I'm just going to show you an exercise just to align your spine along the foam roller. I like to do this because it kind of helps me arch the spine and stretch out through the shoulders. I'm showing you some different arm positions that you could use, overhead, to the side, or even crossing them across your chest. Then I'm going to put the roller underneath my lower back to help me open up through my cervical spine, now opening through my chest and throat chakra area. And then I'm going to lay down on this and place it right above my hip bones. You can see it's the natural curvature of my lower spine. Now picking my right leg up, I'm going to place it on top of my left knee and do a little bit of rolling here. So I'm just rolling out in the back area. You can do the lower back if you're having some more trouble there, or kind of in the middle portion of the back. You know, if you're sitting in a chair all day long, this is really going to feel good. It's also important to stretch and roll out those gluteals because that muscle band is tied into the lower back. So if you're having lower back issues, it could be stemming from the glutes or even down into the hamstring area. So just switching legs here just to even out both sides. And there's many versions of this that you can do. I just happen to put my legs in this position. So do whatever feels comfortable for you. Now rolling over onto my side, working down through the IT band area. This one always feels really good for some reason. I'm a runner, so for me this area kind of gets tight. It's good to do this. You could do this first thing in the morning. You could do this after a workout. You know, if you wake up with your back, hips, and glutes tight from sleeping, this is a good thing to do first thing in the morning. It's just mindful movement. It's being connected with the body, breaking up that fascia, which can get adhesions and tightness. So this will help break that up. It helps smooth out your skin. If you do work out a lot, this is part of your regimen to kind of keep your body balanced, is really working through the muscles. So this again, getting deeper into the gluteals. I showed you this one earlier. This one is one of my favorites. Just balancing out onto the IT band and up into the hip area. On the other side, as you can see, it doesn't take a whole lot, just even a few minutes, maybe about 10 to 15 rolls on each side. The hamstrings are really great, especially if you're a runner or you sit for long periods of time. You can even roll over onto your front and do the quadriceps. You can hit the front side of the leg or even down into the calf. So again, if you are doing a lot of running or jumping, if you're an athlete, even working all the way down into the calves. I'm just showing you a really brief version of some of the exercises that you can do. But now we're going to work into our abdominals, just because part of that core is really important, and making sure your stomach and abs are strong enough to support your back. So just propping my hips up and just doing some leg lifts, inhaling as you drop down, exhaling as you come up, using that Pilates style of breathing to help contract the abs. So inhale as you tap, exhale as the knees come to the chest. Notice I'm keeping my calves and thighs at a 90-degree angle, and now working into the gluteals. So strengthening the glutes is also part of balancing your back. So this exercise, as you lift your hips, just squeeze tight in the gluteals, hold for about a second or two before lowering down. And you can do about 15 to 20 repetitions of these. You can even do like 2 to 3 sets of them. I'm just showing you a brief example, just so you have some ideas on exercises that you can do for your back. Now just placing it under the knees for our hip lifts. So as you can see, I'm actually lifting the hips up off of the mat. So we're really working into the lower abdominal range. Also working through the midline area of the abdominals. And again, you can do about 15 to 20 repetitions of these, maybe 2 to 3 sets, whatever's at your comfort level. If you have lower back pain, maybe not dropping your toes all the way down to the floor might help. Now just working into the upper abdominal range and just bringing that foam roller into my hands and just doing some crunches, keeping your eyes up at the ceiling to keep your head in a neutral position and making sure to get your shoulders up off the floor. Make sure you do breathe and exhale as you come up with those exercises. All right, so next, if you happen to have one of these, I love this little gadget. It's a ball that rolls inside a case there. So I like to get into my neck. I know especially sitting at the desk, that can really fatigue my neck. So just rolling it up and down those bands in the neck. And this is something you could keep right there at your desk just to remind you. Just to take a few moments and a break to kind of de-stress yourself, because I know a lot of times we carry our tension and stress in our neck area. So this is a great exercise during the day to help reduce stress, to kind of help loosen up your neck, any tension you might have there. So again, I like to do this in the front too. Everyone kind of forgets about those bands in the front, but it's important to keep your neck toned even in the front. Now this you can even lay on the floor and put a little pressure point in a certain area of the back that might be tight, and since the ball rolls, you can easily kind of roll side to side on that. I've even used it to massage out my quads or hamstrings. Or if you want to use a tennis ball, maybe you don't have an apparatus like I just showed you, or a golf ball even is a little bit harder than the tennis ball. But this really can get in deep and hit those trigger points, or if you have any knots and tension in your back, this will do the trick. And you can even do this against the wall. I'm just showing you on the floor, but if you have something like a tennis ball, you can place it along the wall. And a tip, with the tennis ball and golf ball, you can even put in a sock. That way it doesn't roll easy. And then this is one of my favorite things to do, like even when I'm in the kitchen cooking. There's so many pressure points in our feet, and it can be very relaxing. So even just taking the ball and just rolling front and back, side to side, rolling into the heel, or even just putting pressure in one area and holding it, almost standing on top of it, and then you can move it slightly to hit another pressure point area, and that really does the trick. So if you wear heels all day long and you need to kind of stretch out those metatarsals of the feet, this is a great thing to do. Even just sitting at your desk, you can put that ball right under your foot, and it's also a stress relieving technique. So those pressure points can kind of help de-stress, kind of put you more connected in with your body just by doing some simple exercises like this. So this is an easy thing to do. It's a fun thing to look forward to, and it's just mindful movement. It's just paying attention to your body and doing self-care, which we all need to find time during the day to find self-care practices that make us feel better and help heal our body. So I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching.